What is your reaction to the story, Domonique?
Yeah, I know that he wasn't targeted, but I mean, a coincidence like that can happen to any of us. But for athletes, it's a heightened degree of awareness that you have to have because many of us are targeted. I had a situation in Denver where I lost a teammate. He was killed in part because the guys that were in the club were not happy with the way that the athletes were behaving. I even had an incident where I was kind of trapped in a parking garage and confronted by some random guys in the middle of Denver. So it's something that comes up on you, and everyone always gives the same advice, like be in the house. Nothing good happens after midnight. I mean, to be honest with you, in my career, some of the most fun I've ever had happened after midnight. So you don't tell these kids that they can't live their life, but you do have to be careful.
I just think you just gotta be careful for just move different. Cause in this world today, man, there's a lot of crazy things going on, especially for athletes. We kind of live in the fishbowl. Everything we do, it goes on social media, things like that. But I think people out here, they misinterpret, the things that we go through to get where we at, as far as how hard we work. And I think sometimes they think like we don't need it or we can easily replace the things that we lost. And that's not the case. I mean, it's what we work for all our lives.
Right.
For someone to just try to come up here and take it, like that's crazy.
You're talking about the way that it's justified from
Exactly.
culprits.
Like we didn't work hard or didn't struggle our entire life to get where we at for someone to take it. I mean, and their whole thing is, they could easily replace it because they think of our money and things like that. That's not always the case, man. You just gotta be careful though. Like I said, the world we live in is different. There's a lot going on. So just move different. Just make sure you move different, move smart, and just keep your head on the swivel out there, man.
You're a big star in Miami, which is a party city. So, like,
I don't party though.
So is that how you stay out of?
Yeah, I mean, you learn how to avoid those type of situations. Put yourself in the best situation possible. Don't get me wrong. Anything can happen anywhere. You go to a gas station and pump gas and get robbed.
Right.
That's just how crazy it is. But that's the world we live in. But also just knowing that, be cautious. You ain't got to be scared, because I come from Philadelphia. I'm from South Philadelphia, where a lot of crazy things happen. And it's about just how you move. Just move different, move smart, be careful. But at the same token, anything can happen. You can take your son to daycare and you coming out of daycare, and that, you just never know.
In this day and age of social media, it feels like guys might be putting themselves in positions to be targeted. All of their moves are noted, and you've said that you've handled that differently.
Honestly, I just think I learned from a lot of people's mistakes. I'm not a guy who posts pictures of where I'm at that specific time. If I do post the pictures, probably 2 or 3 days later. But I learned from that. You don't want to do that, because now you're putting up where you're at. Guys is just coming, people will just come, whatever. But just be smart. Just be smart, be careful. And you got to understand, social media is the gift and the curse.
Donovan, you feel like you've been targeted before?
No, but I don't know. I mean, I think when you understand, when people say being targeted, you just don't know some people's intentions.
Exactly.
I think the most important thing that you have to do as an NFL player, NBA player, professional athlete, or a well-known figure is to surround yourself with a great group of people who not only have your best interests at heart, but they're also looking around and keeping their eyes open. Because, you got so many guys coming around, these professional athletes who are yes men. Just tagging along to get paid, tagging along to get a little clout, so people can say, oh, I seen you with so-and-so. But when you have people who genuinely care about your well-being and you're going to different places, that don't mean hang out at every club possible. Like Dion said, it could be you going to a gas station. It could be you going to a Walgreens. You step out to Walgreens and somebody's already had their eye on you and know exactly where you are to try to get at you. Right. But I think the most important thing that people need to understand is, we're no different than a guy working a 9 to 5. We're putting our hard work and effort and blood, sweat, and tears to achieve a common goal. And then just because you've made it, don't mean that everything is all fine and dandy. We have to stay there.
Exactly.
We have to keep our jobs.
Exactly.
So we're working extremely hard to receive better for not only for ourselves, but our families. So now when you go into this situation and you decide to rob a person, it doesn't have to be a professional athlete. If you're robbing anybody in general, you're taking something away not only from them, but also from their families. How would you like somebody to do that to you?
It's also dangerous too now with robberies, because back in the days, you just whatever might rob you and let you go. Nowadays, guys are being killed because they're afraid of.
Or beat up.
Or beat up.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of what can happen.
You guys,
backlash of it.
you guys have all sat in rookie symposiums.
Exactly.
They have the mini camps.
Everything.
What do they tell you guys about protecting yourself in public?
Well, I mean, they tell us that it's our responsibility, which is, I mean, it's true to some extent, but it's also like not fair. I mean, how would you receive that if someone told you like it's your responsibility to make sure that you never put yourself in a situation?
Well, they
where
tell
you
women
never
that
get-
all the time,
What
though,
you
right?
just
The
stay in the
onus
house?
is on the women to protect themselves against being raped or assaulted. Don't wear that shirt. Don't go to that place. What time is it? You know, why were you drinking? All of those
I
things.
mean,
But
it's
what
just-
Donovan said, you just never know. Like he said, he never knew if somebody was like watching him or not. He never knew. But in them type of situations, I think you just gotta be careful because, like I said, any given day, any given time, anything can happen to you.